Yes, when you can.
What's up with that? We got three wonderful guests here joining me. We're going to talk about people. We're going to talk about places. We're going to talk about fingers. We're going to talk about faces. We're going to talk about things pertaining to you and you and you and you and you. You too, not you, but you and you. Everybody sing, ooh-wee. Oh, what up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that?
Lorne Michaels.
Kenan Thompson, I kind of watched grow up because my kids were little and we'd watch all that, and then Kenan and Kel. Hadn't linked the two, and we were auditioning and saw his name on it, and Kel also auditioned, not one after another, but same period, and you know, what can I say? He's just irresistible. I mean, it's as if he was just born to do this. There's certain people, Dana's another one, where it's the best use of their talent. He can do almost anything, Kenan, and is such a good presence and just a, you know, well, I can't say enough nice things about him, so.
You're one of the few guys, when I was doing some research on you, I found out that you were never a stand-up comedian. In fact, you don't like doing, did you ever try doing stand-up comedy?
My first time doing stand-up was for the audition of SNL. It's just so crazy. Like, Kel was there, so I'm auditioning against my buddy. I mean, you know what I mean? And like all these other stand-ups were there.
How do you,
It's crazy.
So how do you put together an audition for Saturday Night Live? What did you do? Did you have to do impressions?
I had no idea what to do. Like, I sat with my manager, so Hollywood, like, hey, come up with 5 minutes. And I just, like, did all these impressions of, like, Sharpton and, like, a shitty Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Like, all these other things. And
do you consider yourself an impressionist?
a little, like, I do a little Cosby and stuff like that, and like, but like all my impressions are basically just shitty takes I have on people, and I just throw the costume on or whatever and get out there and start doing.
So
it.
if you were
funny,
yeah,
right.
If you were in a stand, I guess if you're loose about it, it could be funny that you're almost.
Yeah.
But if you're not a stand-up comedian, how do you come to the attention of Lorne Michaels in order to get on Saturday Night Live? How do you work that all out?
I mean, I don't know. I had been trying to send my tapes, and I guess he's got kids, and they had seen the Nickelodeon, and, you know, when it was time for, like, you know, black guy replacement time,
right.
It was like, I got to be on the list for the auditions, you know, and I had to, like, beat out all these stand-up cats, which is really crazy. Like, when I think about it, it still terrifies me. Like,
so you were not on anyone's radar. It wasn't like anyone was sitting there going, we got to have this guy for Saturday.
We got to get this guy. No, I sat around when I left Nickelodeon for, like, 2 years. Like, when you say I did Felicity and stuff like that, those was, like, the little things I was doing in between jobs. You know what I'm saying?
You know, most sketch guys aren't stand-ups, actually. They're like comedic actors from Second City.
Yeah, but most of the guys on Saturday Night Live all have a background in stand-up. That's what I'm saying. They sort of get asked to do this audition and all this stuff, and then here all of a sudden you're auditioning. So your manager's a pretty good manager in that he got you in the door at least.
At least, yeah. I mean, I guess I've had good representation. You know, I'm 31 now, so I've been doing this on like 15.
Yeah, how old were you on Nickelodeon? Weren't you like...
I was like 15 on there.
What was the
like
show
22.
on Nickelodeon? I don't know that show.
I was on a show called All That, which was like a sketch comedy show for kids.
Right.
And then me and Kel had our own show called The Kenan and Kel Show.
So when you did that audition for Saturday Night Live, you walk in and you had to be shitting your pants because this is something you really wanted. You had never really auditioned in this kind of manner before. Yeah. And you get up there, and what did you do? Did you break into your Bill Cosby?
Yes.
What does that sound like? I mean, what did you say?
It was like okay, so let me set it. We're at Stand Up New York. You heard of that place?
Sure.
Never done stand up in my life. Small, like, typical shit comedy club, cigarettes everywhere. The smallest stage in the world, so it's really just you and the mic. You can't really perform and run around. And
so that's where the Saturday Night Live audition takes place?
The first one did.
In front of a live audience?
Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And, like, Lauren and Tina showed up, and then it was, like, all these, like, New York people.
Oh, my God. So you had to be nervous as hell.
I was terrified.
Of course.
Terrified.
Not having done that before.
And then, like, all these stand-ups are going up and killing it, because they're used to, like, doing stand-up or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know. What the fuck am I going to do? I'm not funny. Like, I'm just an actor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I just went up there and, like, started and went into this phone call between Sharpton and Schwarzenegger. And I can't even remember what I was talking about. It was like Sharpton called Schwarzenegger about some issue, and Schwarzenegger was just rambling on and on and on.
And you got laughs?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of
got laughs. I can't even remember because I was so scared what happened, and it was quick.
What does Sharpton sound like? I've heard you do.
Sharpton was like, very much like a preacher, so it gets real gusty down into the down in there, grits and gravy.
And how do you get a voice like that? Do you sit there and watch Sharpton over and over again, or is it just something you naturally can do?
I guess it's just something that I hear when I hear him talking. You know what I mean? All I hear is like that big, heavy-set Southern preacher type dude. Even though he's from New York or whatever, I just hear that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have to make sure that you listen to what I'm saying, even though I'm not saying nothing.
It's more of a right. It's more of an attitude, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so you go up for 5 minutes and start to do Schwarzenegger and Sharpton and Bill Cosby.
And the Cosby and like all these other like.
Is Cosby your forte? Was that one that you always could do?
Yeah, I've been kind of doing it since I was younger.
Is that because you worked with him? Didn't you do Fat Albert?
I did, but not till much later in life. Like, that was recently, like 4 or 5 years ago.
There's a famous story that when you worked for Cosby, I guess you did the Fat Albert movie.
Yes.
And you had to audition for him, you did it, and you got the role.
Yeah.
And Cosby came up to you, and he sort of gave you a warning.
Yeah, well, Cosby, man, I don't know if people know, like, I know he's Mr. Dad and everything, but Cosby's a fucking pervert, man.
You know that, too.
Like, seriously. So, it was the day for us to shoot our cameo scene.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he's a powerful man, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I respect him, I love him, he's brilliant.
Right.
So, I'm just, like, tripping because it's like, okay, this is my idol. I'm doing his movie, you know, I got the part, I'm so blessed to be doing this and everything. And it's our day to, like, work together, just me and him, like, out of the whole cast, like, me and him, me and Cosby Day. Crazy, one-on-one.
Right.
So, we're rehearsing and sketching, like, I don't like the script anymore, I want to go rewrite it. Oh, all right, let's go. So we go upstairs, we're shooting in this house, and we go upstairs and, like, sit in this bedroom with me, him, and the director, and we're talking about everything except the script. And then at some point, he just turns to me, he's like, so how you enjoying show business? I'm like, it's fine, I guess, you know? He's like, well, when the movie comes out, you're going to have to get 2 dicks because the women are going to be all over you. Fuck.
Where'd that come from?
2 dicks?
He knows. He knows.
He does know. Man's been around a long time.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
So your advice was get 2 dicks.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I got the one, but I need 2 apparently.
Yeah, evidently.
Coming from Dr. Huxtable.
For many of us who watched, the greatest moment of the Summer Olympics was the winning of the gold medal by the U.S. women's gymnastic team. Here with me now are Carrie Strug and her brother Kippy.
Thanks for having us on the show, Norm.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Carrie, let me start with you. What was going through your head as you were getting ready for that second vault?
Well, I was really nervous, but at the same time, I knew that I